Oh no, I just remembered this one-off joke. Yeah, there's a thing called riff tracks, which is what Mystery Science Theater did after they did Mystery Science Theater. It was just audio tracks that you put over movies.
I'm familiar with riff tracks. I haven't watched any of them.
The audience might not be.
Ah, true. Yes, I forget that
the audience might not be.
Hello, audience. You should. Are you listening? You should hear this.
So
too.
there's a bit where like I think it's like a cylindrical chocolate cupcake in the Transformers movie. One of the like air hostesses drops it on the ground, and she goes to like it rolls onto like a shelf or something like that, and so she leans down to go grab it, and then the riff tracks is just like, oh come on, please be chocolate, don't be another fecal puck. Ah damn it, fecal puck.
Oh my fucking god. Oh, fecal puck.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that thing where I like, because like one quote leads directly into another, and I just like, I could quote riff tracks all day. It's so funny. There's another scene in the Transformers movie specifically where there's this old guy who works for like the CIA, you know, the secret government agency or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he's about to enter a room, and in the window, like you can see a bunch of people and a bunch of flags. And like he looks in the window, he exhales heavily, and then he turns to the other guy, and the riff tracks goes, "Now damn it, you know I'm afraid of flags."
That's good. That's good. I like that.
I love it so much.
They are funny. Funny people.
I might have already quoted this specific one on Game and Chat before, but my favorite one of all time is when Megatron smashes through a giant church window, and then riff tracks goes like, "Ah, damn it, he was stupid enough to run into the only building in the city with a conveniently Megatron-sized window."
I think you have quoted that before.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's a really good bit.
I like desire. No, not desire. Like outright. I want to pursue being that witty, like off the cuff.
I wish.
I would love to just be able to do that off the cuff.
It's wild when you were. Well, okay, no, riff tracks is different because, like, you know.
Oh yeah, it's like scripted
like,
for sure.
MST3K, you're like, I always am like. You watch the early episodes and you can tell it's very much off the cuff, but then it's like the later episodes, it's like, nah, they had to have written all this down. There's no way they're remembering all of these jokes. But it's still like, it's so well done. It's so fun.
It's interesting how Mystery Science Theater and stuff like Beavis and Butthead, like making fun of music videos and shit, was kind of like the pre-internet era that would go on to inspire and like basically like create stuff like the Angry Video Game Nerd, Nostalgia Critic, Video Essay, like the whole like riffing on pop culture thing like started there.
I remember like fucking I was listening to a podcast from the Game Grumps or something. I think where they were like they did a podcast where they interviewed each member. Like each member would then go and interview another member and talk about their life a little bit. It was a really cool idea. I think it was called Before Grumps or something. And now ex-Grump member Barry, who is still very funny and still making content, you should go watch his shit, I think he was, like, describing his job, or, like, describing Game Grumps to someone, and he's like, have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater 3000? And they'd be like, no, and it's like, cool, I have to explain what that is now. And it's like, cool, so these guys watch a movie and they riff on it. Imagine that, but with video games. And it's like, fucking, that is the best way to describe a Let's Play, I guess. It's almost like, except the way we do it is just, we don't see each other for months on end, and then we just talk about whatever comes into our minds, and occasionally I bring up the video game. This is basically a podcast. We should Future Raven, turn the fucking footage off now. Don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. It's just us now. It's just a podcast. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Game Chat podcast.
I would argue that definitely the Game Grumps like way of doing Let's Plays. That was sort of like a glorified podcast to me anyway. Like when Let's Plays first started, people would typically just like emulate like NES games with like unregistered Hypercam 2, and it was typically solo commentary. You very rarely would get like dual commentary. with like 2 people doing
Yeah.
co-op stuff, or even just like co-commentating together. And even when you did, they were like very socially awkward and like left in a lot of dead air and just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You didn't get like the modern style of Let's Play until the rises of like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, all that sort of stuff. But they resorted to like face cam.
Yeah.
And Game Grumps made it cool to do not face cam.
Yeah.
which I liked.
Yeah, personally. The stuff I grew up with, I did not grow up with. When I first got into Let's Plays, it was not Game Grumps. I didn't know who they were until, like, I was looking back at this. I feel like I didn't discover the Grumps until, like, 2016, maybe 2017. Because I was thinking about when I started making content. But, like, the stuff I watched was Achievement Hunter and, the Rooster Teeth related stuff, and their version of a Let's Play was always like, okay, we're gonna fucking find something specific to do in these games and go do it.
Yeah.
And then the commentary just comes from us being idiots in said game.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, for the longest time, it was like Minecraft and GTA, and then just any other thing they could figure out. It's interesting. Those guys,
I think one of
those guys have all left Rooster Teeth since, and because it exploded.
Yeah, I think a lot of the big organizations like that were like internet gaming like ended up falling apart. You had Screw Attack, you had Machinima, you had like I was about to say Polygon, but that's a completely different kettle of fish.
But yeah,
I was gonna say.
Oh no, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one of the most interesting things is that my brain blanked. ADHD, why you do this to me? Sorry. Actually, I'm getting diagnosed. I'm not just saying it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm getting diagnosed for autism too. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hell yeah.
We're both significantly poorer because of such things.
Literally, oh goddamn, I know. So much I could talk about that. But like, literally, one of the things on the like survey thing that I had to go through was like, oh, do you interrupt other people impulsively? And I'm just like, not intentionally, but if I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say, then I, need to get it out. And then like, other Game and Chat co-hosts, they also have ADHD, and they also blurt things out impulsively because they want to get it out before they lose track of what it is that they were going to say.
Yup.
But Lydia, behind the scenes, like maybe I'm exposing myself and my friends a little bit here, but behind the scenes, sometimes they'll be like, oh, you interrupted me during that recording session, and they're like, oh, sorry, I'll try not to, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I just think that that's kind of inevitable when you put a bunch of people with ADHD in a room together.
100%.
Like, it's unavoidable.
It really is. Like, I have been in rooms filled with people of varying neurodiversities, and watching the ADHD kids just bounce off each other and all, like, not yell over, but like, everyone's getting everything out. It's just like me, the autistic girl in the corner who talks when like it gets activated. It's like, you said the special words that's gonna make me rant at you for like 5 minutes. That happened. I was at a thing the other day, and someone brought up was joking about the music genre nu metal, which I happen to be a fan of, and they were just having a go, and I was like, no, okay, you've activated it, I'm gonna rant at you for a little bit now, and they're like, oh, fuck. Like, here are the distinctions, I need you to understand this.
I think it's interesting because I feel like it's where the old style of Let's Play, like Generation 1, met the new style of Let's Play, and I'm so fascinated by the fact that this was sort of captured like a time capsule. I was going through my old favorites, and I found like a video, it was sort of like a response video. It was basically one of the earliest like face cam like style Let's Plays, and
God.
like there was a guy commentating over it, making fun of it, and just being like, oh, why do you need like a face cam that's so narcissistic, that's so like egotistical? And I'm just like, wait, this was the mainstream opinion about face cam videos back then.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, it wasn't like some obscure niche thing where it's just like, oh, they're just being haters for the sake of being haters.
Yeah.
No, they genuinely didn't like it.
Yeah,
it was considered like a very controversial thing to do.
I do remember that. I remember like Mark Pewdie and Jacksepticeye were like some of the first to really like make it popular, and I think it helped that they were
A lot of people hated PewDiePie. So many people hated PewDiePie, even before the controversies, before even the thing you're thinking about. Like PewDiePie had his haters. He was like the new Fred to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think someone sent me a video of his years ago, and I didn't get it. I was like, this isn't funny. What the fuck are you? And I never really watched his stuff.
So many barrels! There's barrels everywhere!
This crazy Swedish
I'm
man
going
is-
to R-word you!
Markiplier was more my speed. I don't know why Mark appealed to me. I still watch some of his stuff every now and again.
It was the deep voice.
It was.
Hello everybody, I'm Markiplier.
Maybe it's because I found him attractive, but I was also very closeted back then and didn't want to admit it.
Hello everybody, I'm a pair of pliers.
Hello, my name is Welcome. What?
Have you seen that meme that goes everywhere that's just Markiplier in his hospital bed and he goes, hey guys, and then it's just
Yes, I have. Well, I did it again. His yearly hospital visit. This man works himself to death. I swear to God. So I've like made friends with a person more recently, and they are also queer and trans and disabled and what have you. And I went over to their place and
ticking all the boxes.
Yeah. I went over to their place for a thing, and they were like, hey, I've had a long day, you can hang with my partner, I'm gonna, like, hang out in my room. And I was like, that's fine, we're mainly here for your partner, like, it's their birthday anyway. What are you gonna do? And they were like, oh, I'm probably just gonna sit here and watch Markiplier videos, and then we, like, connected on a new level, like, oh my god. And just this insane ranting of like, yeah, I only really watch it when a new Five Nights at Freddy's thing comes out, and they're like, oh my god. It was very like, not affirming, but it was just like one of those nice things. It's like, okay, I'm not the only person who does this. That's great.
There was a person at a, back in my local YouTube community, because we'd have like local YouTube meetups fairly frequently. There was a person who, them and their girlfriend, instead of like watching, like, you know how sometimes you have to eat with like a movie or a TV show or something like that?
All the time.
Instead they would make dinner and just put on like Markiplier videos.
I know so many people, like, my old roommates would make dinner, sit on the couch, and put on some Minecraft Let's Play every fucking night, and I'm not much better. I throw on, like, I don't know, whatever I'm currently, one of my comfort YouTubers is a guy called Nitro Rad. He just reviews platformers and horror games, and I'm just rewatching all of his shit because I find his voice very comforting and his opinions mostly on point. So yeah, I've just been, I will do that after making a meal.
I think Bo Burnham said it best when it seems like nowadays we're sort of in this era where like people on the internet can just perpetually entertain each other ad nauseum.
Yes.
Because like back in the day, you had to make a pretty huge impression.
Yeah.
In order to end up in like movies or on TV, or like you had to actually be somebody, right?
Yeah.
But we've given the tools to the average everybody, anybody to just like, and we just have endless entertainment now. And I think this might just be the millennial in me, but I think the internet is so oversaturated with just stuff.
It
you know?
really is.
You're never gonna get through all the stuff.
Quoting Bo Burnham again, can anyone shut the fuck up ever? No, he. It's that kind of quote from fucking Syndrome in the Incredibles when everyone's super, no one is, and it's kind of like, there's a certain level of something a little less special about the stuff, and maybe that's, once again, maybe it's just the crotchety millennial in me, but like, I don't know, content just doesn't, like, and that's the thing, it's not just YouTube videos or stuff that people made, it's content now, it's like this
I think we're so overexposed to too many different things, and it's just very easy to get desensitized and bored with a lot of, especially TikTok, that really does feed into the dopamine loop constantly.
Yeah. I get stuck on it so often.
Things don't hit as hard as they used to. It is very difficult for a movie or TV show or cartoon or anything, unless it is like absolutely phenomenal, to like stick with you the way that it used to. Because back in the day, back in the day, but back in the day,
back in my day,
we a meme like would last. Its shelf life would be like 2 or 3 like months. Yeah. It you know, steamed hams I think is the longest lasting like in recent memory.
Yeah.
One that like went way beyond its expiration date.
Absolutely, it did because it's amazing. I remember Nyan Cat and Icon has cheeseburger lasting for years even.
Like even before then, but yeah, especially stuff like Nyan Cat. I think I used to say that like 2008 might have been my ideal like time. A lot of people say 2016, but I think that's just the people just being obsessed with drama YouTubers and like edgy YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For me, I think the ideal era of YouTube was 2010. Like you had. I was about to name a few people who've been cancelled now, but like for me, you had like Freddie Wong, you had Dave Days, you had Smosh. Like,
isn't Freddie Wong
these
trying
guys
to make a comeback?
Oh yeah, no, he's making a movie now, and
cool.
Oh gosh, his video about it was very interesting because like he went through the Hollywood system, and they basically chewed him up and spat him out because he's like he tried to do everything the right way, and realized that so you can't just keep trying the same thing. He wasn't trying the same thing, but you know what I mean. He kept trying to do it the right way, and it wasn't working. So he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make my own movie."
Yeah,
and not with like the backing of some big studio or anything.
Of course, that's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that era. I was not as into YouTube back then as many other people. I only started watching Smosh like within the last 3 or 4 years, maybe. Like I think I said it.
Yeah.
I've probably said it before, but like my roommates would watch it pretty religiously, or like not religiously, but they would watch a lot of Smosh stuff, and I never really sat down to watch it with them. But after I moved out, and like, you know, it's just me and my partner, weirdly enough, I started missing the sound of like the Smosh videos in the background. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll throw like a try not to laugh or something, and then that was it. I now like on a weekly basis watch some of their videos. It's like,
oh heck yeah.
Yeah. I really like this.
You said you didn't watch Smosh religiously, but I think that Smosh should be a religion. Oh, you should pray to the teleporting fat guy. You know, he is, you know, he teleported for your sins.
My religion is Shortney, I'll have you.
Oh, Shane and Courtney?
Yeah.
I don't even know how I know that.
I love them.
Like, I don't watch a lot of modern Smosh.
They're so
but
sweet.
I know that, Courtney is, like, fucking gender non-conforming.
Yeah, Courtney's great. I love her. Shane's great. Shane, like, I hate to say this because, like, it's so cool that Anthony is like back with Smosh now, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's still very clear he's doing his own thing. You ever wanted to get rid of Anthony, you could replace him with Shane in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely. But absolutely.
Actually, it's more like if Shane and sorry, not Shane. If Ian and Anthony ever retired, I could easily see Shane being like the main face of Smosh, even though like he basically is at this point. But yeah.
I think that would be really cool because you could have Shane and Courtney be like the new duo that make the skit videos on the main channel.
I think that's kind of like at the moment, the main channel mainly does like that show Bit City where like
oh gosh, yeah, I couldn't get into that. I liked when they returned to the casual skits.
I like bits of Bit City. I really like Angela. I think she's very funny. If not just somewhat insane, but like I don't know. It's
Can I ask you a distressing what if question?
Sure.
Hi, Spyro. It's a good thing
What
you're
if
you can help
Dan
baby turtles over
was
there
no
to
longer
safety,
part of Game
I'd be
Grumps,
mighty
and Aaron had to find a new replacement to be his main, someone to pay to be his best friend in recording sessions.
Yeah, that's
Another 10 years.
yeah.
Who would it be?
Looks like Ross would probably get another job. No, I don't know. I don't know who would actually fit that role. I think at this, I think Dan is so ingrained in like Game Grumps culture at this point that if he retired, I think Aaron would probably go off too. I think he'd probably be like, no one else I really want to do this with.
True. Yeah, I mean they've been doing it so long together. It's a bit, but like I was just thinking, like in like if Aaron did want to keep the show going for one reason or another, I had this weird thought, and it might be completely unrealistic, but I think he had good chemistry with Ben Schwartz.
He did have great. I think Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz is very funny. I don't think he could maintain, you know, a 9-to-5 recording videos with Aaron and Dan, with Aaron, but he would be a fun one. I think Aaron, okay, if this were the what if Dan, like, you know, left and Aaron had to, I think he would go with someone younger who's more into playing games than Dan, so that he would have someone who's a little crazy to bounce off, but like not but like actually kind of knows what they're doing. There's a YouTube
he would evolve into Not So Grump.
Yeah, he could become Not So Grump. There is a YouTuber that they did some, or I think he's a streamer, I don't know. There's a creator they did a couple videos with called Sneak Snag. He was a massive Game Grumps fan, and I think got onto the show just by like being a content creator and also being a fan, and like I think the Game Grumps people were just like, hey, you should do a video with this guy. Like, you know, the people who actually
I think I vaguely remember that. I don't watch a lot of modern Game Grumps, but I do remember seeing like one. I think they were playing some kind of browser game or something like that.
I think
might have been Roblox. I don't know.
Something like that. Sneak's funny in its own right. I could see Aaron like teaming up with someone like him. You know what I mean? Like like
another content creator.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't know if it'd ever happen. But if it had to, that's what I could say.